Diddy's daughters, Delilah, Chance, and Jessie, are reportedly distancing themselves from their father and are even considering filing for legal emancipation amid his ongoing legal troubles. So, why is Diddy's own family turning away from him? And how is this connected to the mysterious circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's autopsy report?
Now is one of tonight's A-list presenters. It's Sean Diddy Combs with his stunningly beautiful daughter, Chance Combs. Mr. Combs, is this not the perfect father-daughter date night?
I'm speechless. I am speechless. Baby, you look so beautiful. So beautiful. She's a future actress. Her name is Chance Combs. Chance, you tell her.
Yes, I'm an aspiring actress, and it's my first time at the Oscars, so I'm really excited to be here. Yeah.
Diddy's daughters have always stood by him, at least in public, but unlike his sons, they never truly entered the spotlight, even though they aspired to be stars themselves. Reports now suggest that Diddy may have intentionally held them back. Since the death of their mother, Kim Porter, in 2018, officially ruled as pneumonia, his daughters have been gradually pulling away. Many continue to suspect foul play in Kim's death, and a leaked memoir released shortly afterward added fuel to those claims. These revelations reportedly caused a major rift between Diddy and his daughters, who allegedly witnessed firsthand how he treated their mother.
So it says, investigation. On November 15th, 2018, at 13:05 hours, Officer Villanova from LAPD North Hollywood Division called Kay Sloan at the LA County Department of Medical Examiner Coroner to report this apparent natural death. It was reported that the decedent was found unresponsive bed by family members. That's how it's written. 911 was dialed and death was determined at the scene. There was no known medical history other than recent cold flu-like symptoms for the past few days. An in-house physician prescribed antibiotics and IV fluids. There was no known history of drugs or alcohol use. PMD Michael Fardam. And then up here it says Farzam. So I don't know if that's her doctor that came to her home. I'm not sure. I was assigned this field call by Lieutenant Smith on the 15th of November, 2018 at approximately 13:16 hours. I arrived on scene at approximately 14:10 hours and departed from the scene at approximately...
When it became clear that Diddy wasn't going to be released on bail, after multiple requests were denied, his daughters stopped visiting him entirely. At his most recent bail hearing, only his sons, Justin and Christian Combs, were in attendance. The rest of his family has reportedly cut off all communication. Prosecutors even allege that the birthday videos shared by his family were scripted attempts to garner public sympathy.
Sing happy birthday, Daddy.
To Daddy. Happy birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday.
Keep going. Happy birthday to Daddy. Keep going, love.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Yay!
I love y'all so much.
We love you too. Love you, Pops.
I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see y'all. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all, but just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. Thanks to y'all giving me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
We love you more. Too. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
We're waiting to get this hearing started. It was interesting, too, because this time around, Diddy was brought in first. He was brought in about a couple minutes after 2 p.m. today, and we were all kind of waiting to see. We had heard mumblings that his mom might be in courtroom, that we were waiting for the children, but then nothing happened. But then, in another twist and turn, the children do walk in, but this time it was a lot smaller bunch than it was the last time. So last time you're having all of Diddy's children, except with the exception of Love, who is just a 2-year-old child, so she wasn't at court, but you had all of Diddy's children there except Love. But this time around, you just had Justin Combs and Christian Combs, meaning that there was no Quincy there today. Delilah and Jessie weren't there. Chance wasn't there. And the caretakers of his younger children who aren't of age just yet, they were not present inside the courtroom as well today. But his mom also wasn't in court today. So when Diddy came inside, it was still that standard issued MDC jumpsuit. He's wearing khaki. from that video of, I think that was obtained by Daily Mail back in September, of Diddy playing hacky sack in Central Park, to now, he appeared just astonishingly thinner, which you can expect to be inside a federal detention center for a couple months now. A lot different from the luxury lifestyle that he was living before, but he appeared very noticeably thinner, and maybe being locked up in detention is starting to wear on him. He appeared grayer a little bit as well too, but again, he appeared just like how you would expect Diddy to appear.
Both Diddy and his legal team have repeatedly denied any involvement in Kim Porter's death. However, people close to the situation paint a very different picture. Former bodyguard Roger Jean Gondal claimed that Diddy and Kim had an abusive relationship. He stated that he personally witnessed Diddy assault Kim multiple times. On one occasion, while guarding a room where they were alone, Jean said he heard Diddy beating her. When Kim emerged, she was visibly bruised and shaken.
Sometimes when Kim lived on 70th something Street, and I would go upstairs with Diddy, you could hear the shit in the hallway. And I would just shake my head when he come out or whatever, and Kim would be in the house. And it's always about where she was at or who she was dealing with. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna see you physically put your hands on nobody. I don't give a shit who you are, or well, I'm not gonna see you physically put your hands on her. You understand? That's not gonna be me. First of all, I can't.
Crazy, man. So you could hear Diddy putting hands on Kim Porter.
Well, see, he always do, like I told you, he be doing that. He'll start off, he'll have something on his mind, and he'll like that play fight with them. You understand? And he'll be hurting them when they to the point where they'll be like, yo, stop. You know what I'm saying? But they got the room is locked. You don't hear none of that. And then, Kim would walk out in her white robe, and you could see it in her face. But what are you gonna do? That smothering her with the pillows and all that, like he playing with her. I know she was tired.
Yeah, he also told Rolling Stone that Diddy, he's a jealous person that don't know what love is.
He knows that, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody. You understand what I'm saying, bruh? Diddy could do whatever, Puff could do whatever he wanted to do, Brother Love could do whoever he wanted to be. If Kim ever tried to get with somebody, Puff would interfere with them or with her trying to be with them. He wasn't letting that happen. Unless he was bringing them to the picture. That's what he used Kim for, bro. He wanted to make a deal with somebody. He'll get another girl and a guy that he's trying to make a deal with, and him and Kim, they all party together. Man, he used Kim for that shit, bro.
Wow, so he used Kim for that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You don't do that to somebody you're supposed to love, man.
Do you remember any situation where he used her for that?
I know a couple situations, but I know the people so well, man, and so good, and they some good.
He has publicly claimed he loved Kim Porter and would never harm her. But if that were true, why did he repeatedly abuse her, just as he did with Cassie? Diddy initially denied Cassie's allegations until video footage surfaced, exposing the truth. It raises the question, was he treating Kim the same way behind closed doors?
But, honestly, anybody that's lost a mother, lost a soulmate, it takes time. I don't, they say time heals all wounds. When it comes to your mother or mothers, I don't think that's the case. I think we have the strongest beings. Like, if it comes to like a category of who's the strongest being on the face of the earth, it would have to be Black mothers. I don't think anybody can ever understand how hard it is to be a Black mother.
Whew. Man, God bless Diddy, man. Tears are how our heart speaks and our lips can't describe how much we...
The title, Kim's Lost Words. It's currently a bestseller on Amazon, and it's filled with explosive claims that her 2018 death was due to foul play. Passages are filled with details of physical abuse, sexual coercion, and other acts of violence Combs allegedly committed against Kim. Now, their 4 kids are speaking out, denouncing it as lies. Quote, claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. The book, riddled with typos and written by a man using a pseudonym, contains alleged first-hand diaries and notes from Kim talking about Diddy, including, quote, out of nowhere, he hit me with a chair. I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in a hospital room. My arm was in a cast. As I came to, the first face I saw was of the man that put me here.
When I lost Kim, it broke my heart forever.
Diddy's lawyer calls the alleged memoir fake and offensive. It also marks the first time Quincy, Christian, and the twins, Jesse and Delilah, have spoken out since their father's arrest, saying, quote, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. According to the autopsy report,
the circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's death remain deeply suspicious. In a book she allegedly wrote before her death, Kim expressed fear that Diddy might try to harm her. Even more unsettling is the report that her casket was ordered a full week before she actually died. According to her autopsy, Kim was completely healthy just days before her sudden death. She had recently undergone a full medical checkup and had access to top medical care, yet she never went to the hospital. How does someone go from perfect health to dying of pneumonia in less than a week?
Is it that there was no electronic products or gadgets around Kim's bed? Her laptop missing, her cell phone's missing. Everything is missing that she could get in touch with her little girls if they not at home or her friends or family. All that's missing. How is it that, and this is her say, that the detectives did not even view the body in the bed where she died at? That the coroner them had already removed her, pronounced her dead, and told the detectives them that it was no foul play. And if that is true, as I've heard it, and we read certain things on the internet about it, that case need to be reopened. We know that Kim, and it's in the this is in the documentation. Shout out the paperwork. At the paperwork part, I gotta shout him out, man, because he looked in the paperwork and it said Kim received a massage for about an hour when she's supposed to have full-blown pneumonia. Who gives somebody a massage when they got pneumonia?
Need to know, do you think that Diddy Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise of him being sodomized by Andre Harrell. And I am not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Moore talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting coke.
In addition to the strange timing and medical confusion, bruises and discoloration were found on Kim Porter's body, none of which were adequately explained. Furthermore, her laptop and phone were missing at the time of her death, raising even more red flags.
A small amount of blood was noted issuing from the right nair. A small amount of white frothy sputum was also noted issuing from the mouth. Oh, she had foam coming out of her mouth? What appeared to be a contusion was noted to the left upper arm. Multiple small red dots and what appeared to be a small contusion was noted to the right upper arm. What appeared to be small contusions were also noted to the bilateral posterior upper legs. Piercings were noted to the bilateral ears, implants were noted to the bilateral breasts, a vertical line of discoloration was noted extending from the upper abdomen to the groin region, the back was unremarkable, no other scars, marks, or apparent signs of trauma were noted. Rigor was noted to be a 3 throughout the body, lividity was fixed and appeared to be consistent with the decedent's position upon my arrival. Identification, decedent was positively identified as Kimberly Antoinette Porter. Next of kin, they notified the son and other family members. Decedent was not married. I spoke with Detective Patike at the scene and he confirmed this information. Organ tissue procurement was not addressed with the family.
Now, Diddy's sons are allegedly working to prevent the truth from being revealed. Kim Porter had been working on a tell-all memoir with damaging information about Diddy. Her friend, Courtney Burgess, has since handed the manuscript over to the FBI. Shockingly, Kim's own children are said to be trying to block the book's release, not to protect Diddy, but reportedly to preserve their inheritance and avoid the family scandal becoming public.
Here's the other thing with Mr. Burgess. He apparently says he owns the rights to a book that was reportedly based on the alleged memoir of Kim Porter. In fact, according to TMZ, Burgess' phone was seized by the feds, and on it was a copy of a flash drive with material that was used in this book. Here's the problem. Christian and Quincy Combs, these are the sons of Diddy and Kim Porter. Quincy's actually adopted by Diddy. But they are reportedly fighting back, and they have sent Burgess a cease and desist letter to prevent the further sale of this book. They argue this is just an attempt to capitalize on Porter's fame and that they own the rights to her IP, her intellectual property, like her diary entries, her potential manuscript. As her heirs, they own it. And they also want an accounting of current sales of the book. Be clear, though, they aren't acknowledging that there is, in fact, a long-lost memoir from their mother. In fact, they've actually denied that before when there was a similar book, a derivative work, we'll talk about that, published by this guy named Chris Todd on Amazon. They were adamantly fighting against that. They said that their mother wouldn't write this. But what they're basically saying is if something should exist, they own it.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They victims.
or were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized,
Yeah.
meaning
Victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right.
It appears the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. With Diddy behind bars, sources claim his sons are helping run what remains of his alleged criminal operation. A leaked phone call between Diddy and his son Justin reportedly revealed a plan to use his sons to destroy evidence seized from his Miami mansion. This includes hundreds of tapes, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and allegedly even date rape drugs.
Diddy's prison phone call just leaked and it was posted by Social Details. This is allegedly a call that he had, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of code words in there, so we're going to listen to it together. Check it out.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm going to need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes leftover.
Now, this alleged leak call from Diddy in prison was talking about getting rid of pizza boxes. Now, if you know your stuff and you're privy, you know exactly what pizza stands for, and that's probably what they're talking about and referring to on this alleged leak call. Pizza, for those who don't know, I'm gonna make it very clean. It has to do with children and selling.
Make sure you recycle the plastic like you talked about.
Now, in this alleged phone call, he starts talking about someone named Jay. People are speculating that maybe Jay-Z, but there's no confirmation. At the same time, he talks about recycling plastic. I don't know what that could mean. If you guys have any idea, comment and let me know.
Everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh.
I mean, it seems by the call that he's looking for help. He's saying that a lot of people are quiet, I guess people that are on his side, and that he's going to have...
Diddy is now asking his attorneys to suppress this damning evidence. His legal team argues that the FBI's search warrants were obtained illegally, and that none of the seized material should be admissible in court. Could this legal strategy be directly tied to whatever Diddy discussed with his son on that phone call?
Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael. You'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security Investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced as